Hi, everyone. I'm Amy Johnson-Crow, and I'm joined here today with Josh Taylor. We're here at Roots Tech. Josh is the president of the Federation of Genealogical Societies, better known as FGS, and also the new president of the New York Genealogical and Biographical Society. That is a mouthful. I think that's why everybody calls it NYGNB.
That's right.
The GNB. Josh, thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, thanks for having me.
My question for you, since you are so heavily involved in various genealogical societies, with social media, and people are sharing everything on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, do we still need genealogy societies?
A great question. One I've been asked before by people. So I have a very, very long answer. My short answer is yes, absolutely.
I kind of figured that would be your short answer.
Well,
but
yeah. I mean, yes, absolutely. Do we need the same type of societies we've had for the past 100 years? Not necessarily. Do they need to morph? Need to change? Absolutely. Many societies are struggling to catch up with where their audience are, where their potential membership can fit. But there's a couple of reasons why we still need societies. One is, I always describe societies as the boots on the ground approach for your research. They are the people that care about preservation. They care about the records that are local within an area. They have that expertise. And, not everyone is on social media. And not everyone on social media sort of knows the exact person that you want to connect with. And so I think societies still have a very, very valuable place within that. They should be involved in the social media conversation because they have a tremendous amount of expertise. But, what's going to happen after social media, right? What about the next thing? Societies are still going to need to be there to provide that sort of on-the-ground experience.
Right. And I think that you bring up an excellent point about societies being that boots on the ground, that they have that local expertise. Does, for a genealogy researcher, and let's say that they're living in an area where they don't have any ancestors, is there still a value to that local genealogy society, even if they don't have ancestors there?
Absolutely. In fact, in some cases, there's tremendous value, I think, for people. One is the ability to connect and actually meet other genealogists. I love social media, but what do we do at these conferences? We run up and hug the people that we've been following on Twitter for the past 5 years. We love that face-to-face communication. It's the miracle of social media is there's real people behind it. And that local society, even if you don't have ancestors connected with it at all, if it's in your area, having meetings, having people to meet with, people to discuss your brick walls with, that sense of community is extremely important because there's so much you can do once you're together, united as a community. It's why I love FGS, I love the New York GNB, I love all societies, but that sense of being a part of an organization where you're gathered together for a central goal, I think was really important. And, I still don't, people always say, well, should we still do seminars? Should we still do in-person events? They're a lot of work. Numbers might be dwindling. Numbers running, look at some of your programming, but also for the 30 people, for the 50 people, for the 25,000 people, that in-person experience is something that you can't replicate that.
Yeah.
It is so difficult to replicate the experience you have sitting and talking with someone else who has the same interest that you do.
Yeah. So for people who are out there who are involved in their society and they see that the membership numbers might not be what they used to be. The people attending their events, we aren't bringing in quite as many people to our events as we used to. What do you say to those societies? Change is hard. So how can we take those societies and make those changes like you were talking about earlier?
I think it all goes back to looking at your mission. Membership, the way that we've thought about it for many years, has always been a function of how we raise money and involve people. But how does your mission in this day and age, how can you fulfill that mission? Do you actually need to focus so much on membership, or can you focus on an audience, followers in that sense? Is there an opportunity for you to get a grant that would supplement money you might be losing through not having enough membership dues, that could still help you to reach the same audience? So sometimes very few societies have a mission statement that says, our mission is to have members. Members is simply a function of a society. Our mission is to have an event. Not necessarily. Our mission is to preserve, to protect, to be representatives for. How can we fulfill that mission? Sometimes our events have to change. Our membership model might have to adjust a little bit, which is fine. It might take time, but we're nonprofits. We're there for a reason. What are the reason? What are we really doing? Who are we serving? I think taking a look at that from a very high level standpoint, having that tough conversation can really help you figure out what you're going to need to do and how you can raise that. Because it might not be doubling your membership. That might not be how you can fulfill your mission. How can the Orange County Genealogical Society fulfill its mission in the year 2015, 2020, 2025?
Right. Well, Josh, you've certainly given us a lot to think about, both as researchers who are always looking for that next resource that we need to explore, and also some food for thought for those genealogy societies who are experiencing a little bit of change and need to figure out how to deal with that. Again, thanks for joining me.
Hey, thanks,
Appreciate
Amy.
it. And thank you for joining me and for joining Josh. If you would like more information about genealogy resources and practical tips and advice to help you make more discoveries, please follow me on my blog at amyjohnsoncrow.com. Thanks.